across the pavement, hoping it'll cave in and swallow me whole. Wonder why my mind keeps on spinning. This isn't how living to me was told. Why am I like this? Something's always amiss. Can't put my finger on it, but it's there. Wait for it to subside, but my mind won't apply. Waiting for the clear. Is it bad sometimes? I like it when I lose control. There's something in it that's so beautiful. Listen, I can see the light of day, but I can also see the bones decay. I don't know what else there is to say. I'm doing my best not to run away. Sitting throwing rocks across the pavement, hoping it'll cave in and swallow me whole. Wondering how the world keeps on spinning, kinda scared of living when it unfolds. Hard to see the light when everything is silent, waiting for the clear. Thankful I'm alive, but terrified of dying. But hey, I'm still here. Is it bad sometimes? I like it when I lose control. There's something in it that's so beautiful. Listen, I can see the light of day, but I can also see the bones decay. I don't know what else there is to say. I'm doing my best not to run away.
You're the night sky, trying to make me see your stars. But the dark gets so lonely. Now I see violet, I can feel silence. And the dark's all that I see. When your stars have burnt out and your heart makes no sound, I'll find violet in your eyes. You'll always be my night sky. You'll always be my night sky. You'll always be my night sky. You're the night sky, hiding behind dark gray clouds. I can't figure you out now. I see your blue. There is so much cold in you, and the silence is so loud when you go. I just stay dancing with my shadow all day. Watch the tide. I can't find the point where our two paths align. But you're the night sky, I'm trying to see your stars. heart makes no sound. I'll find valid in your eyes. You'll always be my night sky. You'll always be my night sky. You'll always be my night sky. You'll always be my night sky.
I get lost inside my thoughts, and when I start to think, oh, the door close, it starts to end up on the brink. I tried so hard, but all these scars, they cut so deep, I bleed. I fell so fast from heaven, it's like someone clipped my wings. Now I'm falling, and I can't see the ground. Can we stop this gravity? It keeps bringing me down. I can't breathe, and I don't wanna die. Can we stop this gravity? 'Cause I don't wanna say goodbye. I forgive the pain you gave to me so long ago. Sleepless nights I laid awake just begging to let go. I almost got to suicidal thoughts, but you stepped in. An angel sent from heaven showed me how to live again. Now I'm falling, and I can't see the ground. Can we stop this gravity? It keeps bringing me down. I can't breathe, and I don't wanna die. Can we stop this gravity? 'Cause I don't wanna say goodbye.
when it hurts like this. We climb the greatest heights, jump down and have a fight, and that's all we'll ever like, but that can never change my mind. When it's good, it's amazing. When it's bad, it's uneasy. I wouldn't have it another way. There's no other way. When it hurts like this, ever like, ever like, ever like, ever like, ever like, ever like, when it hurts like this, ever like, ever like, ever like, ever like, when it hurts like this. We hold each other high, but we fall 1,000 times. But I'd never say goodbye or ever leave this stuff behind. When it's good, it's amazing. When it's bad, it's uneasy. I wouldn't have it another way. There's no other way. When it hurts like this, ever like, ever like, ever like, ever like, ever like, ever like, when it hurts like this, ever like, ever like, ever like, ever like, when it hurts like this.
And I've been chillin', watching the ocean with you. Baby, up with a slow motion crew. And we up in our clouds when people change, but not us. And we just chillin', kicking it, kissed by the sun. Could be soaked to the skin in the mall soon. I know she got the good vibes when seasons change, but we're the same. Even if I lost all my money, the zero runs deep, honey. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. Even if my jokes aren't funny, my tongue tied up on it. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding.
trying hard, but you wanna be my friend. Ain't no place to hide, ain't no one to run to. Here we go again. Call my bluff, I'ma be here till the end. I'm the one you ride, I'm the one you ride to. If you don't wanna change, ain't no place to hide, ain't no one to run to. If you don't wanna change, I can help you out, 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 I can help you out. Here we go again. Time is up and I'm calling up my friends. Ain't no wonder why, ain't no one to ride to. Here we go again. Call me up and you wanna be my friend. I'm the one you ride, I'm the one you ride to. If you don't wanna change, ain't no place to hide, ain't no one to run to. If you don't wanna change, I can help you out, 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 I can help you out. Look, if you don't wanna change, ain't no place to hide, ain't no one to run to. If you don't wanna change, I can help you out, 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 I can help you out.
I just can't let you go. Lord knows that I've tried to. You said I was the only one. No one likes being lied to. You made this mess and left me with the pieces. Now I wanna burn all the bridges between us. I can't focus, I can't forget. I've been thinking too much lately. I just need to clear my head. I just need to clear my head.
crashing down.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. It's been a few years. Some things happened. We took a break from live events for a while. But, we're back. We're happy to be back here at PAXeast. Thank you so much for joining us, Warriors of Light here at Boston. Give yourself... Yeah. Also, we have lots of Warriors of Light watching from around the world, so welcome to the stream. Hope you guys enjoy it. Yeah, we're really excited. We have a fun show. We have some special guests. You may have seen him walking in the hallways or poking his head around the curtain and kind of ruining the surprise, but my name is Matt Hilton. I'm the Senior Director of Community for Final Fantasy XIV. I'm very excited to be hosting this panel. I'm also extremely nervous. It's been many years since I've done a panel, so please bear with me if I flub some lines. Thank you. I'm glad somebody believes in me. All right, well, without further ado, we have a fun panel to get to. So please, if you would, help me welcome to the stage the producer and director of Final Fantasy XIV, Mr. Naoki Yoshida.
Thank you. Hi guys. My name is Naoki Yoshida, producer and director of Final Fantasy XIV. よろしくお願いします。
And if you could also help me welcome to the stage, translating today for Yoshida, please help me welcome Aimi Tokotake.
ちょっとね、マスクなのが残念ではあるけど、2018年の多分ラスベガスのファンフェス以来ですか、北米のこうやってプレイヤーコミュニティの皆さんと直接お会いするの。
It's a little unfortunate we have to hide our face under a mask, but I mean, I think it's been since FanFest 2018 was the last time we came to North America to talk to the fans directly.
いや、めちゃくちゃ嬉しいです。皆さんにお会いできてありがとうござい
We're
ま
so
す。
excited. We're so happy to see everybody here.
All right, well, so as you may know from the screen that says the PAXeast 2023 Q&A, this is going to be a Q&A panel. We gathered questions ahead of time on our forums. Since we had some exciting news coming up in the future, we felt like maybe it makes sense to look back at the past instead of looking to the future and not being able to answer any questions about the future until certain events happen, right? So while we did get a lot of very passionate, detailed, long paragraphs, 2 to 3 pages questions, we had to choose some that really kind of focused on, the journey, the unending journey of Final Fantasy XIV, fun play on words. So yeah, let's just jump into it. Alrighty?
まあでもちょっと先にちょうど今年8月が来ればファイナルファンタジー14がレルムリボン申請してからちょうど10年になります。で本当に世界中のプレイヤーの皆さんにね、北米のプレイヤーの皆さんももちろんそうですが、支えていただいていよいよね10周年というところを迎えられたのは本当に皆さんのおかげだと思ってます。まずはね、それをぜひありがとうと言わせてください。
Before we jump into the question, though, August of this year is going to be exactly 10 years since we relaunched as Final Fantasy XIV: A Realm Reborn, and we're so grateful for the support for the title around the world. Of course, you fans in the North America region as well, and I think we couldn't have gotten this far without the support of all the players out there. So we just wanted to take our time to say thank you to all of our players.
さあ、これね、例えば今日僕らちょうどプーマとコラボレーションしているので、みんなプーマで来てます。
Oh yes, and of course we forgot to mention the outfits that we're wearing. We're doing a collaboration with Puma. So yes, we have their apparel and footwear.
Yeah, we had to show off the footwear. I mean, we're wearing it, right? All right, I'm sure we'll talk about Puma a little bit later, though, too.
Okay.
So, all right, let's jump on into it. All right, our first question. Which expansion or story arc did the developers like most over these 10 years? No pressure. Choose your favorite child. I mean,
まず気に入ってるっていう意味だとやっぱりちゃんと全部気に入って作ってるんで、まずは全部大好きですよ。
So I don't think we can pick like a one favorite. Like we're making the titles as we go, and we love them all. So first of all, yeah, all of them are our favorites.
まあそれぞれに思い出はあるんですけど、やっぱ特に印象に残ってるのは1本目の拡張であるヘブンズワードかな。
But that said, of course there are fond memories for each of our expansion packs. But I think the one that sticks to my mind the most is our first expansion, Heaven's Word.
Thank you. とにかくレルムリボンを厳しいスケジュールでなんとか申請することができて、最初のエクスパンションを出すまではまだ全然ゴールじゃないんだと。やっぱり MMO っていうのは拡張を出してこそ初めて認めてもらえるところがあるから、一気に走っていくぞっていう合言葉に作ってきた拡張でした。
And with A Realm Reborn, we were under a very strict schedule to get the game relaunched, and so we never thought that releasing A Realm Reborn was our ultimate goal. I think we were looking at our first expansion as our sort of goal to keep going beyond the release. And so we kept that momentum going. All of us were encouraging each other that we need to just keep going. And I think that's why it stuck out.
ただやっぱり初めてだったっていうこともあってペース配分が全くつかめなくてリリースもともとね春だって言ってたら若干ね初夏になってしまったりもしたんですけど、ものすごいタイトスケジュールで作ったこともあって本当開発チーム全員僕も含めて倒れるんじゃないかっていうぐらいの状態だったので、あれがあってこそのやっぱりストーンブラッドだったりその後シャドーブリンガーズだったりエンドウォーカーだったりいろんな拡張につながっていってるのでやっぱり一番印象には残ってます。
But that said, it was our first expansion, so it was rather difficult to pace ourselves. And again, it was such a tight schedule that we wanted to follow, and so we were going so hard. Like I was worried we would like collapse along the way. But of course, because we had our first expansion and we had that foundation, we were able to connect it to the future expansions, including Stormblood, Shadowbringers, Endwalker, and we were able to connect it to our subsequent expansions. So it definitely is memorable in that way as well.
ただ一個だけストーリーで若干心残りがあって。パッチ 3.3 の光の戦士とアルフィノが竜の目をこうね橋の上からポイって捨てるやつ。
But there's one thing I felt that story-wise, or something that I feel that I wasn't able to accomplish to the fullest extent, which is during patch 3.3, you remember when Alphino and Warrior of Light took Nidhogg's eyes and just tossed it down the abyss?
世界中のプレイヤーからね、おい捨てんのかよっていうツッコミを受けたので、もうちょっとうまくやればよかったなとは思ってます。
And I remember getting feedback from around the world saying, "Oh my gosh, are you just tossing it away? You're just throwing it away?" So maybe there might have been a better way to handle that.
This was a good idea at the time, I guess, you know. All right, let's move on to the next. Yoshi P, as you played through FF14 or read the scripts, what part of the story moved you to tears and why?
これも絞るのは難しいのでちょっといくつか挙げますけど、 まあ、いろんなシーンあるんですけど、そうだな、シャドーブリンガーズで、まあ、ラスボスを倒した後、水晶光がこうクリスタリウムに戻っていくシーンがあるんですけど、まあ、そこでこうカメラがパンして柱をこうカメラが横切った時にこうアルバートたちのこう姿に変わるっていう演出があるんですけど、あそこはかなり今見てもきます。
Again, really good question and very difficult to narrow it down. So I have a few that comes to mind. One of them was, of course, in Shadowbringers, after you've defeated the last boss, when the Crystal Exarch returns to the Crystal Tower, and the camera kind of pans from the pillar, and then you see Ardbert there, just changing that cinematic presentation that we had for that scene still makes me kind of tear up.
まあ、シャドーブリンガーズはこうプレイヤーの皆さん光の戦士の物語でもありつつアルバートの物語でもあったので、あそこをうまくこうなんだろう、彼らのその第一世界を救いたいって思いだったり、その自己犠牲だったり苦悩だったりっていうのが彼らもまたこう最後ラストシーンで報われたっていうふうに表現できたんじゃないかなと思ってるんで、あそこはちょっとねプレイヤーとしても遊んだ時に普通に泣いちゃいました。
And with Shadowbringers, of course, Warrior of Light or Warrior of Darkness, we follow his story, but it's also kind of Ardbert's story as well. And so you see Ardbert trying to save the realm of the first and all the self-sacrifices that he and his comrades went through, and seeing that final scene and almost getting that sort of redemption feeling. They were able to fulfill what they were set to do. It was just so moving that even as a player, when I played through it, man, I couldn't help but cry.
あとはこれ行月エンドウォーカーですけど、ウリエンジェがムーンブリダのご両親と再会するところかな。
The next one is from Endwalker, when, of course, Urianger goes to Old Chalian and finds Moonbrida's parents.
そこはまあもともとウリエンジェっていうキャラクターはちなみにQ14 オリジナルからやってるって人どれぐらいいる？
Oh, can we see, by the way, a raise of hands, those who have been playing since 1.0, like the former Final Fantasy XIV, the original Final Fantasy.
結構いてくれてる。ありがとうござい
Wow,
ます。
thank you so much. There's quite a few of you.
まあ実はウリエンジェってキャラクターはその第7零祭というストーリーを作っていくためにただひたすらに怪しいキャラクターを出そうって言って出したキャラだったんですね、Q14 で。
So Urianger started out when we were trying to depict and think about the lore behind the calamity. He was just this shady dude.
だからウリエンジェって話が長い、何言ってるかよくわからない、感情に乏しいっていう。
And so this Urianger fellow was, of course, he would be very verbose. You don't really understand what he's saying. Yeah, and so yeah.
でもウリエンジェって僕ら開発チームと同じようにずっといろんなこう旅を光の戦士の皆さんと一緒にしてきて、人の心っていうのをより深く理解したり、こう人にものを伝えるべくこう言葉はたくさん知ってたんでしょうけど、その使い方をさらにこう一つね大きく学んだりっていうした僕らと一緒に成長してきたようなキャラクターだったので、ああいうシーンをねウリエンジェのために作れたっていうところはすごいなんだろう、開発者として嬉しかったし、あのシーンを特に何度も僕がこだわってチェックしてリテイクをしてたんで、もうその度に泣いてました。
And of course, with Urianger, it was difficult to read him in terms of emotions as well. But throughout the journey with the Warrior of Light, and us too, actually, we're watching him also kind of develop emotions and trying to choose the correct words to say whenever there's a situation. And of course, I'm sure he has a lot of knowledge, like intellectual knowledge about words, but he was able to learn to choose his words to convey his feelings. And I feel like we were able to show a lot of character development throughout that storyline. And so that scene where he gets to meet Moonbreeder's parents again, it just, as a developer, it was so heartwarming to be able to depict a scene for Urianger like that. And Yoshida himself was very, very particular about that scene, so he would try to tweak it many times, but each time he would review, gosh, he would get teary every time he had to review.
あと1個挙げるんだったら、まあ、これもエンドウォーカーですけど、エルピスのシナリオが終わって、まあ、戻ってくるときにベーネスの歩みのカットシーンかな。
And then also the one more scene that pops to mind is also from Endwalker, but right after you finish the arc while you're in Elpis, and then when you return, and then you see that sort of path of Vina.
まあ、あそこはなんだろう、ちょっと皆さんとは受け取り方がちょっと違うのかもしれないですけど、自分自身 Q14 から担当することになって。まあ、一歩一歩いろんなことがありつつこう歩いてきてようやくここまで来たなっていうやっぱり感想はあるんで、なんとなくベーネスのこう歩んでる姿になんとなくね自分たちが重なるような気もするんで、あのシーンもダメですね。
And I'm sure everybody had their own sort of interpretation when Vina goes through that. I believe it's the scene where she's walking when she's like really muddy and then she's walking through and very gritty. And for the developers who worked on the original Final Fantasy XIV, they had their memories of the steps that they had to take to get through the rebirth and relaunch of the game. And so we kind of overlapped and looked at Vina in, it was as if we were seeing through her eyes as well.
あんまり喋ってると泣いちゃうから次行こう。
But yeah, if Yoshida keeps talking, he's gonna start crying. So let's move on.
Next.
All right, this is a more fun one. What is your favorite location or zone, or one that's left an impression on you over the past 10 years?
これは何年経ってもエオルゼアスタートの3都市がやっぱり一番お気に入りです。
Favorite location? It's got to be the 3 starting city-states of Eorzea.
なんでかっていうと、僕はプロデューサー兼ディレクターで、エクスパンションもそうだしパッチもたくさん作ってるんですけど、3都市のやっぱりエーテライトのそばにいると、やっぱベテランの光の選手の皆さんがねこう走ってこうパッチの日だとこうみんな一斉にログインしてきて一斉にいろんなところへこう走っていったり。若葉マークをつけてこうキョロキョロしている人たちがいたりとか、やっぱりすごくこの世界を作ってきてよかったなと思える場所なので、この3都市はいつも自分のキャラ座らせてたりしますね。
So the reason why is, as producer and director, developing the different expansion packs as well as the patch releases, you'd see the different types of players. He would just have his characters sit at one of the Aetherites in the 3 city-states, and you would see, like, if it's a patch release date, all of your veteran players are logging in all at the same time, rushing to get whatever content they want to get done very quickly, or you see some sprouts looking around like, oh, everything is so new. But it makes us really grateful, and it just it's so worthwhile to see people enjoying the world that the developers had created. And so yeah, Yoshida just leaves his character there by the Aetherite, just kind of watch people.
だいたい会社にいて仕事中もログインしてるときは3都市でだいたい皆さんをこうチラチラ見てたりします。
He would have a PC on in the background as he worked, and he would have his character logged in and sitting by the Aetherite.
なのであれですね、昼間から日本時間の昼間から3都市でいつもあんまり動いてないキャラいた僕かもしれないです。
So if you happen to see a character that's not really moving and it's in one of the city states, 3 starting city states, it might be Yoshida.
I think that Limsa Laminsa has left an impression on a lot of us. Yeah, I agree.
リムサ結構印象的ですかね。
え？
リムサ結構印象的ですか？
いや、リムサはね、人が多いんで、
But Limsa Lamins is so crowded all the time.
あえていっぱいいるなと思ったらね、他行くようにしてます。
If it's too many people, Yoshida tends to want to go to another city state. Sorry.
Maybe safer that way. Okay.
なるほど。
Let's go on to the next one. What was the most difficult decision to make regarding expansion development after A Realm Reborn's launch?
これは毎回の拡張に言えることですけど、どうやってこう皆さんに驚いてもらうか、サプライズをどう作るかっていうところは毎回難しいですね。
So this applies to any expansion actually, but it's always a challenge to bring about like a surprising element for our players. Like how do we deliver a new kind of surprise with each of our expansion?
例えばヘブンズワードだと、粒子戦争、竜と人のこう歴史が分かると思いつつ、なんかこう最終ステージ行くとね、大陸が出てきたりとか。
For example, in Heaven's Word, you would have this Dragon Song War, this millennial battle between humans and dragons. But then after you've kind of accomplished all that, you realize there's another conflict with the floating continent of Azizla.
ストーンブラッドだとアラミゴを助けに行くのかなと思ってたらいきなりこう東方にも行ったりとか。
And then in Stormblood, you would think, oh, we're headed to Alamigo, but then you realize, no, we're going even further east.
シャドーブリンガーズだとね、光の戦士ではなく闇の戦士になって、しかも第一世界に行くっていう驚きだったり。
And then in Shadowbringers, you've been fighting as the warrior of light, but you're suddenly now hailed as the warrior of darkness. And then you have this brand new realm of the first.
エンドウォーカーであればね、月が最終目的地かなと思いきや、おいどこまで行くんだみたいな、そういったサプライズがやっぱりゲームというかエンターテインメント、ストーリーとしては必要だと思っているので、それをやっぱりゲーム体験としてどう作っていくかっていうところはすごく難しい。判断というよりもやっぱり作るのがまず難しいですかね。
And of course, with Endwalker, we thought that the moon was going to be our final destination, but we went even further to the outer limits of the universe. And so that kind of surprise element, I believe, is quite a challenge with each expansion, and in that sort of sense of entertainment and the gameplay experience that we bring with each expansion is definitely difficult. It might not be like a difficult decision to make, but it was always a challenge.
7.0 もうね、ってなってるだから。
And I know we're anticipating for a 7.0 release, and I'm sure we're going to have moments where we're just going to go, ah!
No pressure, no pressure. All right. All right, next question. Looking forward to the 10th anniversary, have any events or developments been particularly memorable or surprising in these 10 years?
これはちょっと何回かお話ししてると思うんですけど、やっぱり一番は2014年の初めてファンフェスティバルをやったラスベガスのファンフェスがやっぱり一番僕にとってはその印象に残ってます。
So you might have heard this story before, but I believe this was 2014 when we first did our fan festival series, and it was like the very, very first in Las Vegas.
でちなみにそのファンフェス行った人います？
By the way, I know it's a West Coast event, but like, was anybody there at that first fan festival in 2014 Las Vegas?
It's the hand.
いる。
Nice.
Dude.
ありがとう。
Oh my gosh, thank you so much.
いやあの時はですね、前日のレジストレーションのラインがですね、レジストレーションのなんか機械が故障してすごい長蛇の列になったんですよ。あの時は本当すいませんでした。
So at that time, we had some technical difficulties with the registration equipment, and so I remember there was like a very long wait or like a long line that was forming. So apologies for the inconvenience that was caused.
ただその あまりにも待機列が長くなっているので、吉田さん、ちょっと謝りに出てほしいですって当時のね PR チームに言われて、で外出たんですけど、ものすごい拍手と歓声をもらって、ちょっと本当にびっくりしたのが記憶に残ってます。
And so we were worried because the lines were so long, registration was not moving along. So our PR manager decided, Yoshida-san, would you mind coming out and just apologizing, yeah, just greeting our guests that are waiting in line. And so I went out, he went outside and he was welcomed by applause and cheers. It was just so incredible. He was blown away by the warm welcome.
で翌日のその最初のファンフェスの基調講演でステージに上がった時もものすごい拍手と歓声で、自分がこうゲームを作ってきて、それが、こんなにもたくさんの人に喜んでもらえてるんだっていうのをものすごく感じさせてもらったので、めちゃくちゃ印象に残ってます。
And so the next day was when we did the FanFest keynote stage. And so when I stepped up and got to the stage, then again was the applause and cheers. It was so encouraging. And so it really sunk in that this game that we were making had reached so many people and had made many people happy. So that was very memorable for me.
ちなみにあまりにもすごい歓声で緊張しちゃって足が震えてひどかったんですよ。
By the way, it was such a nervous experience. Like everybody was so excited and then we're cheering and it was just so much enthusiasm that I got nervous and so my knees started shaking and I was up there on stage trembling.
しかも90分の予定だったのにあまりにもね緊張して焦って早口で喋ったら60分で終わっちゃって。
And I was allocated 90 minutes to do the keynotes. And I was so nervous, and so I spoke so fast that my 90-minute program became 60 minutes.
Yeah, we had to kind of adjust on the fly for that one.
で終わった後さ、やっと後ろでこうタバコ吸いながらパーって SNS 見たら短いってなって。
And once the stage was over and I went to go take a smoke break and I was double checking what people were saying on social and I was like, oh no, everybody's saying it's too short.
でも本当に皆さんの声援にはね、本当感謝してます。ありがとうございます。
But again, we're so appreciative of everybody's enthusiasm and just your cheers and your applause was very much appreciated. Thank you.
ありがとうございます。Thank you.
All right, I'm going to read this as it was submitted, but then we'll maybe flip it around. So what would Naoki Yoshida from 10 years ago say to the current Naoki Yoshida?
え？
一旦提出された状態で読みましたけれども、おかしかったら
ちょっと待って。
逆にしても。
10年前の自分が今の俺に言う。
Wait. So me from 10 years ago is supposed to say something to me now?
だって10年前の自分10年後生きてないかもしれないじゃん。だって。
But who would know that I would still be alive 10 years later?
だって10年前ってQ14 のアップデートしながら申請作ってた頃だから10年続けるつもりではいたけど14俺の寿命は10年持たないなと思ってたもんだって時。
But like 10 years ago, we were just so frantic to reboot Final Fantasy XIV from its original state. And so, I mean, of course, we had the intent to keep going for at least 10 years. But I mean, at that time, I was like, will I even live this next 10 years?
今、僕今年50歳なんですけど、60歳になった時に、まだ生きてるんだとしたら、ちゃんとスノーボード今も60歳でも滑れてますかって聞いてみたいかな。
And but yeah, that aside, if I were to say something for the 10 years in the future. I mean, like to the Naoki Yoshida 10 years into the future. So right now, I'm about 50 years old now. So what I would want to say to the 60-year-old me, or ask him, are you still healthy? Are you still enjoying snowboarding sometimes?
まあもちろんね、14は続けてると思いますんで、これからもよろしくお願いします。
But I think Final Fantasy XIV will still keep on going. So yeah, your support would be appreciated.
All right. Do you have a favorite memory of FF14 from a gameplay perspective?
いや一番、まあたくさんあるんですけど、やっぱりこう僕のプライベートキャラって当然ですけど中身が吉田だっていうのはバレてないので、いろんなプレイヤーと一緒にこうレイド行ってやっぱりこう霊式とかクリアできた時っていうのは、まあ、毎回思い出には残りますよね。
Like one favorite memory? That's kind of difficult. So I mean, there's many that I can choose from, but let's see. My private character, of course, nobody knows that I'm actually Yoshida playing while I'm using my private character. So I get the opportunity to play with various different people, and so we would go on different raids. Sometimes we might take on the challenge of doing a savage raid. And it's really exciting to be able to get through some of those challenging content.
やっぱり最近こう自分あまりにもめちゃくちゃ忙しいので、そのなんていうんだ固定を組むみたいなのもちょっとできてないので、最近はもうとにかく空いた時間にパーティー募集で行くので、本当にランダムにいろんな人とこう挑戦するんですけど、やっぱりいろんなエピソードがあるんでめちゃくちゃ面白いですね。
And recently I've been very busy, so I don't have like a static that I go into with different raids. So I would just literally go to Party Finder and group up with people. So it's very random, the people I meet, but there's so many different like happenings and episodes that I encounter when I go through different content.
まああれですね、霊式とかで黒魔同士ですげえところに黒魔門出してずっと粘った挙句攻撃食らって死んでたやつがいたら吉田かもしれないです。
If you're in some savage content and you see a black mage and you see them place their ley lines in a very weird place and refuse to move from those ley lines, that might be Yoshida.
まあこれ以上思い出の中身を話すとバレるんで。このぐらいにしといてください。
But I think I'm going to keep from talking about too much about my private character because you might find out.
Yeah, no more hints.
Next.
What are some elements from the Final Fantasy series that you haven't been able to include that you'd like to get to in the next 10 years? Please say Damaska. We need more of Matsuno's Ivalice arc.
まあこれから発売するね当然16もね何かできたらなと思いますし、そういう意味だとファイナルファンタジー2とかそれからファイナルファンタジー9とかはぜひね。
Well, I mean, Final Fantasy XVI is coming out soon. It would be nice to kind of look into. Final Fantasy II is a great game too, as is 9.
あとはあれですね、ファイナルファンタジー7リメイクシリーズがしっかり全部リリースできて、7リメイクチームが開発落ち着いたら7とも何かやらせてもらいたいなとは思ってます。
And also, I know we are going to be releasing another installment in the Final Fantasy VII Remake series, and I'm hoping that once they have been able to release all of what they need to do, and the team has had a chance to kind of slow down and take it a little bit more easy, I would love the opportunity there as well.
まあもちろんね、イバリースもそうだし、ね、マナディールもあるからね。
And then, of course, as this person mentions, we have the Ivalice realm, but then also we have the Vanadil realm.
Next!
All right, since Dad of Light released on Netflix, has there been a considerable increase in parent warriors of light, ages 50 to 70, as well as players sharing stories with you about their parents joining them on their adventures? This was actually submitted by someone who said that they wanted to bring their mother here to PAX.
この質問者の方は親御さんと一緒にパックスに来たいって
来てる
言ってた。イエーイ。いらっしゃってる。
Don't cry.
泣かないで。
いや実際その光のお父さんが配信されてからっていうのももちろんあって親子で14をプレイしてますまたプレイを始めましたっていうケースは本当に世界中からご報告いただくようになりました。
Yeah, of course, with the Dad of Light being streamed on Netflix is definitely an opportunity. But also, even before then, I've heard of stories about how, I'm playing Final Fantasy XIV with my parents, or my mom or dad got interested in playing with me.
あとはその、今もねちょっとマスクしてますけどこのコロナ禍の中で、なかなかリアルで遠くに住んでいる家族とか兄弟とか会えないっていう状態が続いている時にエオルゼアの中でコミュニケーションを取ることによってなんとかコロナを乗り切りましたとかいろんな逆にコロナだったからこそゲームの中エオルゼアの中で絆を深められましたって言ってくださるお手紙とかも本当に今回たくさんいただいたので開発チーム一同で本当に作っててよかったなと思ってたエピソードたくさんありますね今。
And of course, right now, of course, we're reminded because we're wearing masks, but with the whole COVID situation, I'm sure there were a lot of families that weren't able to gather in person. So they utilized Eorzea to kind of meet up and communicate with each other. And I know of people who have mentioned that they were able to communicate with their family and friends in Eorzea. And so that's what got them over the stresses of the pandemic, and certain people kind of strengthened their bonds, or they became closer because they were able to communicate even with the pandemic. And there are various reports and letters that we received from players, and so the development team, when they receive it, they're really happy and very grateful for all those people who share their stories, and we're just so thankful and we're very humbled that people have had such wonderful experiences.
質問くださった方はお母さんと娘さんっていうことなんですけど同じようにというか非課線2人でプレーをしてたんですけど子供が生まれて小さな光の戦士が増えましたっていうご報告もねたくさんいただいてるんでネクストジェネレーションもしっかり育ってってるなと思ってます。
And of course, the person who sent in the question is here with her mom, and it's a daughter-mom combo. But also, in the same way, we have warriors of light who are couples, and they have children. And there are reports of we now have a little warrior of light in our household, and so we're so excited. We're getting the next generation. So,
All right, here we go. Will you do a Final Fantasy XIV, Final Fantasy XVI crossover?
僕は、ファイナルファンタジー14のプロデューサー兼ディレクターなので。
So I am the producer and director of Final Fantasy XIV.
もちろんやれるんだったらやりたいなとは思ってます。
And of course, if there was the opportunity, if there were the opportunity, I would love to. I would love to.
ただほら一人では決められないので。
But I can't decide just all on my own.
ファイナルファンタジー16のプロデューサーにやってもいいですかってやらせてもらえませんかってまず聞かないとダメだ。
So that means I will have to go to the producer of Final Fantasy XVI and ask him, may I please?
なんか噂によると、そのファイナルファンタジー16のプロデューサーもPAXに来てるみたいなので。
But I've heard rumors this producer of Final Fantasy XVI is going to be at PAX too.
なので後で会ったらちょっと聞いてみますね。
So if I see him later, I will definitely ask.
Okay, next.
Well, we'll cross our fingers for that one. So, which Final Fantasy titles are your personal favorites? Choose wisely, because
まずはファイナルファンタジー3ですね。
First and foremost, Final Fantasy III.
なぜかというと、ファイナルファンタジーシリーズの初期の頃に、バトルシステムもジョブシステムもある意味 FF というもののこうシステムが最初に完成した1本目っていうのがファイナルファンタジー3だっていうふうに感じてるからです。
And so the reason why is that as a Final Fantasy series title, I feel that with Final Fantasy III, this is the Japanese Final Fantasy III, not the North American release, which is, sorry,
Yeah.
that's, sorry,
The whole
I'm
thing.
inserting my personal thing now. So the battle system, the job system, anything that we recognize now as elements of Final Fantasy, I believe was first kind of finalized in that Final Fantasy III, and it was finally like complete.
あとは3が初代ファイナルファンタジー14のプロデューサー、11の初代プロデューサーでもある田中宏道さんの作品なので、宏道さんに尊敬の意味も込めて14の中に3のこうオマージュ要素が多いのはその辺がやっぱり強く出てるかなとは思います。
And of course, with Final Fantasy III, our first or initial director of Final Fantasy XIV, and of course Final Fantasy XI, Mr. Hiromichi Tanaka was the director for those titles, or producer for that title. And so I respect him a lot. So that's why you may see a lot of homage paid to Final Fantasy III within the Final Fantasy XIV as well.
あともう一本はやっぱり7がそうですね。
And then another Final Fantasy series title would be Final Fantasy VII is definitely a favorite.
やっぱ7もその2回目の FF の完成形かなと。グラフィックスクオリティ、それからストーリー、ゲームのボリューム、ミニゲームがたくさんというところもそうだし、本当に MMORPG かのようなとてつもないパワーを感じるゲームだったので、7は3の次はやっぱり7が改めて FF がまた完成したタイミングだったかなと思ってるんで、やっぱ上げるとしたら僕は3と7ですね。
And with Final Fantasy VII, it was another moment I felt that it was a complete sort of package of Final Fantasy, where the graphics quality was dramatically changed, the play volume or like the amount of gameplay that you get from the game was a lot more, and then we have various mini games, and so it almost felt like an MMORPG, and it just had that sort of power and strength in that game. So yeah, I think my personal favorites would be definitely 3, and then 7 would be when Final Fantasy had sort of completed its sort of it came as like a complete package.
All right. If you were releasing FF14 for the first time into the MMO market now in 2023, what would that game be like?
今
Now, like literally now.
いやわかんないな。 F2P として一回ゲームデザインは考えるんじゃないかな。でも
I'm not sure. Like, if we're doing it in the modern market now, we might need to like look at how would game design work. Would it be free to play and then develop the game in that kind of design?
ただやっぱ FF である以上は絶対にこう今14でやってるようにテレビドラマシリーズのようにこうストーリーが続いていき、プレイヤーの皆さんは光の戦士であり、やっぱ世界を救う冒険をその物語をその手でプレイするっていうところ多分変わんないと思います。これは。
That said, of course, being a Final Fantasy title, like we would want to deliver like story and drama like you would a maybe like a TV series, or we'd have to have our warrior of light, which is the player, and then it would be a narrative about saving the world.
あとは多分フィールド PK もないと思うんだよね。
And I don't think I would allow for PKing on the field.
いやでも多分ハウジングはあるでしょ。
Of course, we'd have to have housing.
いやあんまり変わんないんじゃないかな、もしかして。
I mean, if we look at it that way, it might not really change much.
わかんないな。真剣に考えたことはないな。
Yeah, I wouldn't be so sure. Like, I've never really gave it too much of a thought.
だって今 F2P って言うとさ、なんか14プレイヤーみんなはあって言いそうじゃないだって。
Like, say if we release a game or like this game as free to play now, like I think players would question it. Like they'd be like, "What?"
そんな気がするから難しいよね。
Yeah. So it is a tough question.
だってハウジングアイテムが一個一個あれでしょ、全部現金ですって言ったら嫌でしょみんな。
Like say the game might be free to play, but then you have to pay for each housing furnishing to put on your estate. Like I don't think anybody would like that.
めっちゃみんな首振ってるもん。
Right? You guys are shaking your heads no.
It's like the whole audience was
Yeah.
like shaking their head. It was really weird.
まあ今ぐらいの形が一番いいのかなとは思ってますね。
So yeah, I think we have it just right now.
All right. Since the release of Endwalker, we've seen the dev team discuss more frequently about the 10-year future of FF14. What future project are you personally most excited about?
Most excited.
Most excited.
まあやっぱりこれは今そのアーティストたちとエンジニアたちがものすごい力をかけて開発している第一次グラフィックスアップデートはぜひ期待してほしいし、僕自身も期待をしてます。
I think I would like to mention our artists and engineers are really working hard to get this to happen with our first graphics update. That's something we're really looking forward to and very excited about.
ちょうどこのPAXに出てくる前に、ファンフェス前の、中間確認をちょうどやってたんですけど、かなりいろんなそのまあ綺麗になるっていうのはもちろんそうなんですけど、綺麗になるだけじゃないことっていうのもたくさんプレイヤーの皆さんが喜んでもらえるものをいろいろ用意しているので、まずはそこかなと思います。
And of course, we are currently working hard at it. So right before I left for PAX, we were doing like this midway review right before FanFest. And of course, with the graphics update, we want to strive to deliver better looking graphics, of course. But I think there are elements that we're working on that is part of that update that's not just the sort of immediate like aesthetical aspects of it. So we're really excited about what we can deliver for this.
Okay. When will we see the new Flame General, Pippin Tarapin, in action and learn more about him? We adventured with him a lot in Stormblood, and he's filling Raban's place in Ul'dah. I want to see him grow as a character too. Yeah! Wow, there's a lot of Pippin fans.
ピピンのファンが結構いますね。
いますね。ピピンはですね、ラウバーンってすごくこう激高するかなんだろう、叫んでるか戦ってるかみたいな人じゃないですか。
So with Raoban, first of all, you typically see him very angry and like very emotional and always shouting or always fighting, right?
ただよく考えてみると、サカツ州として政治をやっていかなきゃいけないわけですよ、本来。
But also, he needs to look at the government of Ul'dah as well.
なので、ピピンは今、ナナモ陛下を支えて、一生懸命そのウルダハっていう国を、よりその高いレベルの国にして、かつ世界中がこう一つにまとまっていくための、多分政治的な動きをすごく一生懸命ね、もらった剣はね、背中に刺したまま。政治を今頑張ってるんじゃないかなって気がします。
But on the other hand, Pippin is more strategic, I guess, in trying to oversee the government within Ulda. So I think he's working alongside the Sultana to see and make sure that the land is more, the government is functioning correctly, and as the world is kind of coming together, he would need to oversee like those elements as well. So he would have the sword that was given to him, of course, sheathed in his back, but he would also be looking at the political side of things as well.
ただまあ光の戦士がまた何かしらのピンチになった時にはきっと真っ先にねその剣を抜いてティソーナを抜いてね駆けつけてくれるんじゃないかなと思ってますので、でもなんか楽しみにしてくださいって言うとさ、なんか光の戦士ピンチになるのかって話になっちゃうし難しいね。
And I'm sure Pippin really wants to support the Warrior of Light, so whenever the Warrior of Light comes into some kind of pinch or like some kind of tight spot, I'm sure he'll take his Tizona and come to the rescue or try to at least help the Warrior of Light. But if I say, well, look forward to an episode like that, I worry that people will start to assume, oh no, what's going to happen to the Warrior of Light now?
Makes sense. All right, it has been 10 years since ARR released, and I still want to know more about the Heart of Savvy. Are there more plans to delve into it? Please say yes.
これはですね 100% 全てとは言わないですけど、間もなくこのサビクのエピソードが語られますので、何とは言わないですけど、これはもう楽しみにしててください。
We might not delve 100% into it, but we do anticipate having some like narrative that involves discussion of the Heart of Savik. I'm not going to say what in particular, but just look forward to it.
Near future.
Near future.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Maybe then we'll stop getting this question on the forums. So that'll be nice.
フォーラムで回答していくことになるのか。
All right. I think this is our final question. No, maybe. Yeah, final question. What is your personal aim for Final Fantasy XIV for the next 10 years, whether in gameplay, story, or as an MMO in general?
そうですね。個人的な目標か。
Personal goal, right?
まあやっぱ14はそうは言ってもライフワークではあるけどやっぱ仕事でありビジネスではあるからあんまり個人的な目標っていう感じではないですかね。
I mean, I do mention that Final Fantasy XIV is my life's work, but at the same time, it is, well, work and it is a business. So it might not tie necessarily into like my personal.
例えばですけど、今ファイナルファンタジー14をまだその十分に展開できてない国にやっぱり物理サーバーを立ててよりいいレイテンシーで遊んでもらいたいとか。対応できてない言語にやっぱり対応していきたいとか。
For example, with Final Fantasy XIV, I know there are certain regions that don't have like full support. So, for example, like setting up a physical data center so that we don't have to worry too much about latency trying to connect to like somewhere that's too far away, or there are certain languages that are not supported. So it would be nice if we could start working on looking into some of those.
あと例えば対応プラットフォームを増やしたいとか。
Otherwise, platforms, there's still certain platforms that we don't have the game on.
あとまあこれは結構大変ですけど、すべてのワールドをこう一つの世界につなげて、こう誰とでもパーティーを組めてみたいなことは考えたりはしますね。
And then another thing would be, and this would be quite an undertaking, but trying to connect all the different like regions so that no matter where you are in the world, you'll be able to sync up and party up with other players.
ただやっぱりここまでその10年以上にわたってこう結局こう一つ一つ1パッチ1パッチ1システムこう積み上げてここまでやってきたので、 それは変わらずにこれからもコツコツエンドウォーカーで1回目の物語の、終焉というのは迎えましたけど、また大きな驚きのあるそのラストっていうのに向かって一個ずつこう積み上げていくのがやっぱり遠いようで一番の近道かなとは思います。
That said, we've been running the game for over 10 years at this point, but each time it's one step forward. You know, it's with each system, it would be a little incremental improvement that we make, or the different elements that we're kind of building up upon one another. And so with Endwalker, of course, narrative-wise, we've kind of reached a sort of conclusion, but we still want to deliver surprising and exciting story. And I think just continuing to build on that, it seems like a long way to go, but I think that might actually be the closest way to get there.
あとそれなりに近い 7.x ぐらいではハウジングアイテムの設置数を増やすっていうね目標もありますし。
And something in the can I say near future on this? We're thinking 7.x series. We would love to look into increasing the number of furnishings you can place in your estate.
今頑張ってますんで、
We're working
今
really
頑張
hard.
ってますんで、もうちょっとお待ちください。
It'll be a bit of a wait, but
まあでも今のもそうですけど、やっぱり一つ一つの積み重ねがね、ファイナルファンタジー14をここまで大きくしてきてくれたと思ってます。
But yeah, I mean, even now, everything is just building upon the different blocks that we're laying down, and that's how Final Fantasy XIV has gotten as big as it has. So I think we just want to keep going.
でもだからこそ皆さんともこうやって少しずつね、その一歩一歩の積み重ねによって信頼関係っていうのを結べてきたと思ってます。
But also, I think we are building upon the things that we have put into the game, but then we love the communication that we have with our players. And I think you guys are a big part of the steps that we're taking to put more things into the game. And I feel like this communication has built up a trust between the developers and the players.
なので今目標1個思いついた。10年後もここのPAXeastで皆さんまたお会いしましょう。
Oh, and that kind of gave me an idea for my personal goal. 10 years from now, I would love to be back at PAXeast and be able to see you guys again.
Okay, well that concludes our Q&A, but we did mention we would talk about Puma one more time. We do have something fun for you, so if we can bring those house lights down, you know. Oh, fancy. I think my goal is to have those Estinian legs to, you know, someday have that physique, you know. But yeah, as we mentioned, you know, the Final Fantasy XIV and Puma collab we've teamed up to create a special collaboration of footwear, apparel, and accessories. You may have seen we have an area near the entrance to the show floor that actually has some of the different outfits on the different mannequins. So we also have some standees there, so you can take your picture with our three heroes here. Make sure you do. You can compare your legs to Estinians whenever you want. And of course, as it mentions here, the collection actually releases on March 25th, so tomorrow. So keep an eye out. So what time tomorrow is you know, keep an eye on the website and make sure you guys get your, is it drip they call it? Drip? Get your drip. Thank you, drip. Okay, got it. make sure you get that. And but yeah, we're really excited for you guys to check it out, and we hope you guys enjoy it. And one more thing, if you have been following the Square Enix social channels, you may have seen we are doing giveaways and sweepstakes that you can sign up for to win some prizes, including some autographed stuff from Yoshida-san. So make sure you enter that. The secret panel word is Torgal. So make sure you, okay, you got it. So make sure you use that for more entries on the sweepstakes. And let's have Yoshida-san, one final, if you could say one final comment.
メのコメントお願いします。
冒頭にも言いましたが、いよいよ新生今年で10周年を迎えます。改めて、ファイナルファンタジー14ここまで来れたのは本当に、世界中で、ね、プレーをしてくださっている光の戦士の皆さんのおかげです。本当にありがとうございます。
So I mentioned this at the beginning as well, but A Realm Reborn is going to be celebrating its 10th anniversary this year, and Final Fantasy XIV was not able to get this far without everybody's support. And so again, we want to thank all the warriors of light out there. Thank you so much.
またこれからもね、さっき約束した通り、10年後のパックスでお会いできるように頑張っていきますので、どうぞこれからもよろしくお願いします。
But yeah, we're going to continue to work hard, and I've made a promise with you guys. 10 years later, we'll be back at PAX, or we want to be back at PAXeast and see you guys again. So your support would be very much appreciated.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ah, ごめん、最後にもう一個。
Oh, sorry, one more thing.
明日ファイナルファンタジー16のプロデューサーがなんかステージやるらしいんで、よろしければ応援してあげてください。
Oh yes, I forgot to mention. Tomorrow there will be a panel session with the producer of Final Fantasy XVI. So if you have the time, please.
よろしくお願いします。
All right, we'll see you there. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much.
Keep moving like the sky. Held you close by the storm.